Hey there, small biz peeps. How are you doing today? It is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach, and we are going to get started with Biz Tip Tuesday. It's a little on the late side, but hey, it all matters at the end, right? All right, let's get busy. Let me see if I can get my little screen to be on the good side. Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? So listen, today it's going to have a little bit of fun. You might have already seen a little sneak peek on what I'm going to share with you today. So everybody's got a little got your journals out if you haven't already gotten to do so, and we'll get right into it. Won't be a long version today. So you ever wondered about how those memes kind of come to be? First of all, everybody's like, what the heck is a meme? But essentially, what a meme is when an image has been utilized from its original source, and then there is text that has maybe nothing to do with the original source that is associated with it, and it makes it kind of funny. And so you put other phrases on top of a different source. And so tonight, what I thought I'd do is share with you a really cool tool that I found that I'm having some fun with, and that you can have some fun with too. We all always looking for ways in which we can, spruce up our social media posts. And so this is an opportunity for you to do just that. So inside of the Facebook group, hold on one second. See. Hey there, Nikki. How are you doing? Great to have you on. So inside of our Facebook group, it's Small Biz Society, is where you will find um, an example of one. And I'm going to share with you my screen. So let me do that real quick. I think I got it under Windows. There we go. So this is an example of what we would call a meme. This one has it's really three segments, and I'll show you how you're able to do all this in a minute. But essentially, this comes from a movie excerpt, right? This is one particular scene from Neverland, Remembering Neverland. And what you have is my text that is superimposed on it, because obviously this did not show up in the movie, but it is just a cool way that you can get a message across and grab people's attention. Hey, Tammy. So this is what it's all about. Memes are all about grabbing people's attention. That eye candy is what we're looking for. So that is what we're going to create tonight, is how you can get creative, get your laugh on, and also get some connections and draw people you may not have ever had before into your stream of audiences and followers and alike, and then bring them in even to a funnel for that matter. So there's different ways in which you're going to be able to use a strategy like this. So have a little fun at the same time. So as an example, you'll note that you'll see some superimposed text on top of an image. So this one just reads, you mean I don't have to write a 5-day welcome email sequence from my scratch for my offer? And then Johnny Depp says, yes, Dr. Yam's taking care of it for you. You just have to make some edits and set up your automation. And then there's a link to my freebie, right? So it could be just as simple as that. So anyway, that's just an example of what a meme looks like. And now, how can you get to do what I did? Okay, so let's take a look at that. So let me swing on over here. And again, I want to welcome everybody to Biz Tip Tuesdays. On Biz Tip Tuesday is where I get to share with you my finds. I'm techie by nature, and I love to find resources and tools that help people to be productive in their work, because, hey, we only have the same amount of time every day, but it's how we use it that makes the difference. And for entrepreneurs like ourselves, we're doing it DIY style, doing it yourself. And so we wear lots of many hats, but we need that hat to look good on us. So in this particular case, this is a social media kind of a creative hack that you too can create and get your creative juices going. So for those of you who haven't had a chance to meet me just yet in our live Biz Tip Tuesdays, I am the host of this Small Biz Society, and that is where my newbies hang out and get to grow and learn their small business using content, marketing strategies, tips, and tools. So welcome, welcome, welcome for any of you that are new. And hey, if you happen to know of other individuals who are aspiring entrepreneurs. They may be sitting on a fear fence, they may be practicing procrastination, have some obstacles in the way. Send them on over to the Small Jumpstart My Dream Biz Facebook group. And there is where I'll help them to combat those obstacles, get their heads in the right direction so that they can launch their dream biz that they want to have for themselves. So help me out and share that information with others. And of course, I have a blog and a website where you can learn more about me and what I do and the features and functions that I offer down at the keepitsimplecoach.info website. So there you go with that. Now, today we are going to look at how making memes for social engagement. And so, like I said earlier, memes are simply when a sourced image, it could be either footage for a video as well as for screenshots. And that's coming either from something known like a television show or a movie or any type of a snapshot in and of itself. And where texts are superimposed. And so the question then becomes, well, how do I get to make something like that rather than, taking somebody else's that you see that's really cool. So you want to be able to do this yourself. So what you're going to do is follow along with me. Go to head on over to a website that's called imgflip.com. imgflip.com. And I'm going to demonstrate for you how this will work for you. It's real simple, real fun, and we get a little groove on. So let's do that. So I'm going to go over here. Let me stop my other share. And we'll head over to my tab. There we go. So over at imgflip.com is where you'll be able to create memes by what they call a meme generator. Duh. And so here you get to actually look for an image. You'll notice here at the very top, once you get to their page, you'll get to a place where you can create a meme. You can make a GIF. You can also make a chart, and you can make a demo motivational. I don't know what that one is. That's a new one. But we're going to stick right here, keep it simple, and just working on how you can create a quick meme for yourself. Everybody with me? All righty. Now, this is a freebie. There is, of course, a pro version or a paid version that you could subscribe to and pay if you want to. So do know that you have that available to yourselves. All right. So let's go with that. All righty. And now so once you're at the site, it's really simple. So here's the picture that I happen to pick, right? So again, because it took like 3 scenes from the movie, 3 little views from one particular scene of a movie. And then what you'll notice, if you just take your mouse and you hover over it, you'll notice is where the text boxes are identified. And you can move them around if you need to, but this is kind of stays at the bottom, depending on, again, what you're writing and the type of scene that there is. And then what you're able to do is over here in this side is the text boxes. Because there are 3 frames, then you get up to 3 text boxes, a text per frame. And what you're able to do is simply to type in there. And you could just type something really silly or something even serious. But again, the whole point of memes is to grab people's attention that they would not normally stop for, right? But they know, and here's the thing about memes. They either are familiar with the movie because they've seen it and they're like, oh, I know that movie, right? And I'll be honest with you, I didn't see this movie, but I know a lot of people who did. And number 2, I like Johnny Depp. So anything that's Johnny Depp, I'm gonna stop for it anyway, right? So these are the types of things you kind of want to think about. So you think about your avatar, your business client, like what are the things that they like? What are the things that they're prone to stop and put the brakes on for a quick hot second, right? And of course, the things that you just like that you think others would like as well. And so you kind of think of it along those terms. So I'm just going to do this one again as the example. So once you've identified a picture such as this one has 3 frames. What you're able to do over here is you have your text box and you're simply able to type it in. So in this particular case, I have my little text memes. Here we go. So I can just do a quick type right here. And so you can type in right here. Type that in, right? And then as you're typing in, you'll notice that the text will automatically appear. Now, over here on the side is where you're going to see your changing of your font colors. You can change the outlines if you want, because you'll notice that when you do The reason why there's those outline colors is because you're usually superimposing it on an image, and there's so much color that might be taking place. You need something for it to kind of stand out on. So having that background image against another image. Don't go too crazy on the colors, because then it becomes an eyesore and no one's going to want to read it. You don't want to make it so distracting. So don't use really bright, vibrant colors. Stick to something basic, black and white, blue and white, something that's going to be clear enough that people can make out what you are trying to say. But you could simply change those colors by clicking on the color box itself. If you have some brand colors, type them in here, and the same for the outline colors. Then you have your settings, and here's where you can change things like your font styles. If you want to put a shadow on it, if you want to set it all to caps, bold, here's your font size. All of those, your typical font formatting settings are sitting for you right here. Okay, so you simply just make those as you see fit. And then you'll do the same thing with each one of the text as you want them. So I particularly created this one as part of what I was doing for a lead magnet, right? So I put in this language with respect to the fact that I have a tool or an instrument that would help someone. And so because in this case, this kid was crying, then you want to kind of capture that moment. You want to use that emotion that's being evoked on the picture. And how is it that you can use that to be a part of your branding or a part of a social post that's going to make a connection to what you're trying to convey? In this particular case, I'm saying the problem, why are people always crying? They're crying because they have to sit down and write these email sequences for welcoming campaigns, and no one wants to do that, right? But I've got to solve that problem for them, and I've done that with the freebie. So I put that language out there that says, you mean to tell me that if I don't have to sit down and write those 5 email sequences that from scratch anymore, that someone's done it for me? And then, so you got to be able to do that. So that's kind of the play on words that I use for this particular example. And then you do the same thing. So in this case, because it's a screen face of Johnny, then I went ahead and put some other language that says, So it's a conversation, right, that somebody would normally watch because it's part of a narrative. So you just write a different narrative that's going to be an overlay on top of these screenshots. So again, in this one, yes, Bobby, Dr. Yam's taking care of it for you. You just have to edit and create your automations, right? So I'm trying to connect with my customers, the people who are looking for tools and resources to make their lives easier, because that's what I do as the Keep It Simple coach, and using content marketing strategies such as this and having some fun. So in this particular case, email marketing is a part of content marketing. And so people usually struggle with this, so they're always looking for it. So I'm using this as a part of a social post, and also you can also use this to post for a Facebook ad at the same time. Just make sure you watch your language. Always be mindful of that. So there's that screen. So I have that for that particular one. And then because there's this moment of I want to call it, he's kind of overcome. So then I put in my last line, which in this case is click here, or you can find it at whatever. So your call to action is what you could have typing in your third box. And it could be just that fun. And so I put this here and pop it in. So I could put in something like this. I think I'm going to cry. Or you can sell, depending on where this is going, click the link below, depending if it's posted inside of a Facebook post or Instagram. If it's Instagram, then you always want to reference, link in bio, right? So you can change the language up relevant to where you're placing the post. That's also important. So always be mindful of that. But it could be just that easy. So let me go back here. Once you've created the text, you'll notice at the bottom you have some options. If you're not logged in and having an account, then it's only good for the time that it's there. So what you're going to be able to do, meaning if you create it as private, then you're just going to download it and save it to your computer. It's not going to go up in a shared community where other people could use it. Now, certainly if you want to use my meme and it's got my web address on it, fine by me. Free advertising. So you can do that. And if you want to remove the flip icon, it's going to tell you that's the pro version. Because, okay, got to make some money somehow. Now, if you think that this is something that you would be using on a routine basis, then $4 a month may not be a big deal to you. And so go ahead and pay and get your little groove on, and you can secure it with the pro version. Otherwise, you have access to all the meme templates. But if you want to remove the watermark, or if you want to disable the advertisement on top of it that could come, then you go with the pro version. So again, play with it for free. Free is always good to get you started, and then you're good. So then once you're done here, you're simply going to hit the I'll make it private in this particular case, but if I hit the generate meme, this is what happens. The screen will come up. You make sure this is still showing up on your screen there. Okay. The screen will come up. Let me take off my banner. Sorry. The screen will come up just like this. And then what happens, as I scroll up, you'll see where you'll able to post it. So you can post it directly to your Facebook, directly to your Twitter, directly to your Pinterest, directly to your Reddit, directly to Tumblr, or you can email it to yourself. Okay. And here then there's an image link if you did not do the private and download. So this is giving you a shared link, okay? And or you can give embed code if you want to take this and have it as embed code on a web page. So you have both versions when you're not doing a hard download, okay? So that's what that looks like. I can go back here to change the settings. So just basically take me back here. And then if you want to have a hard download, then you have to hit the private checkbox. And then you're able to hit generate the meme. And then you'll get it as a downloadable image file that, again, not going to be stored up anywhere inside of their catalog or in their library. It's simply something that you're creating for yourself, and then you're done. Make sense? Okay. And so you'll notice here at the top, you can search all the memes simply by typing in things. So for instance, if I wanted to type in friends, then I could let me see if it's going to let me do this. If I type in friends, like here's Joey, right, from the Friends show, or there'll be other memes that are coming here, like see Joey from Friends, right? So if I click on this one, there's some that are already there, right, that people have already created. Or if I want to, I can click on it. I don't want to leave my site though. Hold on a second. There it goes. So I can click on this particular one. And again, I can change this language. So I could do the same thing. It already kept the language that I was here. This may not be the right language for this particular image, but it just gives you another opportunity. So I can simply just take this off and put in some new language that's relevant to another subject matter or topic that I'm doing. But it's just that quick and easy. So you can simply also upload your own photographs if you want, and then go ahead and use the tool for the text purposes. For the most part, most people are familiar with the way that text framing and all of doing the generators, and you don't have to go into Canva to create this. You could just do it here. So there's a couple different ways that you have use of it. So you could just simply search their library that they have. So if I want to put in here, what's that guy's name? Samuel Jackson. So I type in Samuel. See, Samuel Jackson. If I type in him, then I can do another meme with that face on it, right? So again, you can get crazy, you can get creative and have some fun, but boosting up your social media postings at the same time is always a good thing, I think. So anyway, I hope you found this to be a useful tool. Again, you can go over to imgflip.com is where you'll get the freebie tool. And again, if you think that this is something that you'd like to use on a routine basis or something you could have your VA to do, here's just a quick reference on virtual assistants. If they're virtual assistants and they're not US VAs, they typically do not have the same sense of sarcasm and humor as we do. So that may not necessarily translate well. So maybe something you just, again, being mindful of culture differences and the alike. So you always be kind of careful with respect to that. But anyway, still a great tool. Have some fun. Share your memes with me. I'd love to see what you're able to do as a result of learning this biz tip for today. And again, this is Biz Tip Tuesday, and I am Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach for the Small Biz Society. And let's get busy. See you guys later. Bye bye.